So in this assignment, we're going to be looking at the coordinate geometry of a centroid. And a centroid is found by connecting medians. So some of the medians in this first triangle are really easy. The first median, and you can see this is an XY axis, but we're only looking at one quadrant. Where is the median for the bottom side? And it's a point, so we're going to say -3, 0. Okay, that's pretty easy. Where is the median on this side? Zero, 1.5. Is everybody okay with that? All right, now, the next side is kind of hard. We want to find the midpoint of a slanted line. How do you find a midpoint of a slanted line? Well, let's look at the endpoints. This point right here is -6, 0. And this point right here is 0, 3. Okay. The midpoint is going to be halfway between the x's and halfway between the y's. Okay. How do you find a halfway point? If I had an 8 and a 12, how do you find the halfway point between 8 and 12? It's the average. How do you find an average? Add them together and divide by 2. So the formula for the midpoint, write this down, m equals x plus x over 2, comma, y plus y over 2. That's all you have to do. Take your x's and add them together, and then divide them by 2, and that's your x coordinate, and then your y's, add them together and divide it by 2. So my x's are -6 and 0. What is -6 plus 0? -6 divided by 2 is -3. So my midpoint is -3, comma. Now let's add the y's together. 0 plus 3 is 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. That's the midpoint. So -3, 1.5 is right here. Okay? Does everybody see that? Now, we're going to connect all of my medians. See how good of an artist I am. How do we find the centroid? How do we calculate the centroid? Well, what do we know about the centroid and the medians? What's that? We know something about the lengths of the medians and the position of the centroid. Okay, they're all going to meet, that's true. But what do I know about the lengths of the medians? So let's pick a median. So this median and the centroid, what do I know? The short side is 1/3 of the entire length, right? The long side is 2/3 of the entire length. Okay, so this right here is 1/3 the sorry, let me use a different color. This distance right here is 1/3 of the whole distance. Okay. So in order to actually find the centroid, you have to have a formula that cuts it into thirds. Okay. We're actually going to do this on a computer eventually. For this class, all I need you to do is find the 3 midpoints and then connect the medians, and then you will get that centroid. And then we're going to use a computer later to calculate exactly where that centroid is. So take a look at number 2. Okay. Now I need to find the 3 midpoints. So the first one, this point here, oops, this point is -5, 0. This point is 2, 0. And this point is 0, 6. So I need to find all 3 midpoints. And the midpoint formula is x plus x divided by 2, y plus y divided by 2. So for this bottom one, -5 plus 2 is -3. -3 divided by 2, what's -3 divided by 2? -1.5. So the midpoint is -1.5, comma, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. So my first midpoint is -1.50, right there. Okay. For my second midpoint, let's do the top left side. -5 plus 0 is -5. Cut that in half. -5 divided by 2 is -2.5. So my second m is -2.5, comma, 0, right here, plus 6 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So if I go to -2.53, I hit the second midpoint. And then for the third one, 0 plus 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay. And 6 plus 0 is 6, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 1, 3 is the midpoint. Now I can construct my 3 medians. Oh, I didn't do a good job. Let me try that again. That's better. Okay, let's turn the page. Let's do number 8. I need to list all of the points. This is 0, 2. This one is 2, 6. And this one is 7, 7, 2, sorry. So, the bottom midpoint, I do the x's. 0 plus 7 over 2. 0 plus 7 is 7, divided by 2 is 3.5. And then I do 2 plus 2. Wait a minute, I've got something wrong, right? 0, 2, 7, 2. Oh, nope, we're good. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 3.52, that's my first midpoint. Okay, the second one, 0 plus 2 over 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay. And then 2 plus 6 is 8. Over 2 is 4. So 1, 4, that's my second midpoint. And the third one, 2 plus 7 over 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. And then 6 plus 2 is 8, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 4.5 comma 4. And then I just connect all of those, and I get the centroid. Okay? And then on the next set, you need to draw your own triangle and then create the centroid. So you'll draw your own graph, you'll label your own points, and then you'll do exactly what we just did. Okay? Good luck.